nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. Mysteries we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figure.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Angelina, and happy Friday Eve. Well, I am off today so I can drive to Salem to move my daughter into her new apartment. So I'm having an extended Friday, and I am thoroughly ecstatic, even if it's going to be an 8-hour drive. So I hope everybody had that amazing day yesterday. Jenny, how are you? It is a soft rain, which is also the name of a Ray Bradbury story that we probably all read as a child. It's one of those things that they have us read as a child to traumatize us. Never forgot that one. So, what's going on today? I hope everybody is having that fantastic morning or evening or whatsy whoozy wherever. I've got my coffee. I cannot recommend a mocha pot, M-O-C-H-A, enough. Oh, that is so good. So, this is our chance to start the day off with a reminder to take a breath. And listen to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. And chance to commune with the universe. Just a reminder, it's like check in with where our feet are. Mine are flat on the floor and I'm rolling my ankles. And then checking in, doing the kitty butt dance. And where's my shoulders anyway? Relaxing them, rolling my neck, doing that light switch thing I talk about where if you do something over 1,000 times, that means what? If I'm doing something 10,000 times for our expertise, I have like 9,000 times more to do. But a chance to turn that light switch that says, all right, it's time to go into more of a trance, more of a meditative mode. Check in with the universe. See what the universe has for us today. So, what am I going to do then? I am going to make our 3 stacks. It's like each one's a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one of these is a different thought or idea. And if we believe in a multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path. Because this stack will lead down one path. This conversation is going to be a totally different path than this one. And the question is, which string do we want to pull? Let's go with the top one today, or what I like to think of as things that are right in front of us and we don't even see it. So I'm going to do A, 3, and 1. And I'll flip them over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. I actually like the design on the back of this card. So our first card today is, yesterday we had the Queen of Coins. Today we have the King of Coins. So here's a nice adulting card. So what are kings? Kings are the ones that need to make sure that the kingdom gets taken care of, that they may not feel like getting up in the morning, but they have to get up. They have to make sure the bills are paid. They have to make sure the electricity in our house stays on. This is when we have to do all that adulting card stuff. Doesn't matter how we feel, right? Because that's what kings do. So coins are home, health, finances, and all the things that keep us grounded. So this is one of those cards where it is about making sure things get done. Kings are clear-sighted, but notice that the staff here, which generally is a sword. The name of this deck is The Distant Past. I had gotten this used. It didn't have the box, but here is one of the cards. So it's got a bunch of cards with a list of what the cards mean. But here we can see that his staff is at an angle, which generally means when something's upright, that means vision is clear. They're seeing the. But again, since we're the king of coins, kings not only see things clearly, but they also get to have things their way for good or bad. So we move from the adulting card to the tower, the lightning struck tower. So what is this? Anybody who's watches the back, you know, the back does look like a portal, and it just reminds me, it's like if I ever make my tarot deck that I would love to make, this is the kind of back. It's like the focus on the back is going to be very important. So with the lightning struck tower, with the tower, Hollywood, death, destruction, mutilation, all that fun stuff. But when we see the tower, I like to ask people the simple question, what's the one thing that hurts worse than a lie? And this helps people who are learning to read tarot because it's easy to remember this. But what is the one thing that hurts more than a lie? And that is the truth. Because the truth can bring down kingdoms. The truth can destroy families. So when we see the tower, which was originally called Le Maison Dieu, it wasn't called the tower. It was called the House of God. And this is the light of truth. So when we see the tower, there are things that we might be ignoring. There may be things that are happening that feel, you know, like things are just falling apart. Whether it's reading the newspaper or whatever. But when we see the tower, we have a choice. We can just bury our head in the sand and, you know, just let the tower collapse around us. Or we can face the truth, the reality of the way things are, so that the tower can come down, but we can build a solid foundation. So would we rather live in that lie secure? Which, think about relationships, think about jobs. We make excuses for things, right? So, or would we rather stay in that situation, or would we rather accept change? And that's what this card is about. How do we want to accept the truth? How do we want to accept change? So the next card, they call it awakening, but it's the Hanged Man, number 12. So, very frightening. it does present itself. So what is the Hanged Man? The Hanged Man is about acceptance, sacrifice, seeing things the way they are. That's what the books all say. But when we see a person hung by one foot, it's not a regular type of torture. It's traditionally somebody who was considered a traitor, somebody who was tried, convicted, you know, and was doing something against the state. But as I often say, one man's traitor is another man's hero. So it's about being willing to sacrifice. It's about being willing to let go. Acceptance. So when we see the king, so again, notice I talked about the king's rod or the king's sword is at an angle. You know, sometimes we need to take responsibility because sometimes I want what I want when I want it. And sometimes it's not the best choice. So it's the small things that add up. This is a minor. We have two majors here. It's the small things that lead up to the majors. So we need to look around what's going on right now. And again, with the tarot, it's not that we're waiting for the big bomb to drop. It's more like the next shoe to drop. This is just a reflection on what are we doing today? What are we ignoring? What are we choosing not to do? And we can lessen the tower if we see things. So this is about taking responsibility for our action. You know, if I get into an argument with Mina and I'm wrong and I've caused a level of pain, then I need the awakening. I need to be willing to accept that, hey, was I wrong? A sacrifice might just be saying, I apologize. You know, a lot of people do not have that ability. I know people who do not have that ability. So this is just when we need to recognize when our actions, our selfishness, our own needs come first, and maybe we cause some kind of disruption, and accepting that and being willing again to recognize, make the sacrifice. It says, even if we're not always wrong, would you rather be right, or would you rather be happy? So let's see what the advice card is. It is the Ace of Swords. So this sword is standing upright. This sword is, swords are our thoughts, our ideas, and sometimes our anxiety. And this is a new way of thinking. So this spread is about accepting responsibility for our actions and being willing to find a new way of thinking. A new idea, try something different. It doesn't always have to be my way or the highway. So today, we need to just kind of like take a look at our actions and see if there's any negative consequences that are on the way or that could be happening. Are we forcing our will on something? Are we saying at work that, well, I'm right, even regardless? You know, the King of Wands, or I'm sorry, the King of Coins. You know, kings, again, they are the rulers. So if you get behind the wheel of a car and you're the king and somebody pulls in front of you, you know, we have that inclination where it's like, oh yeah, and it's like, we want to do the tower. So this is about reining in, lessening the blow when we are selfish, self-seeking, not taking others into consideration, not doing the next right thing. And then willing to accept our part. And then the best thing is saying, I'm going to think in a new way. I'm going to try something different. Because sometimes we are our own worst enemy. And pain is the motivator, and I'm not changing until You know, I have that awakening. So good morning, Anita. Time to rethink everything we did bad. Bingo. So with that, everybody, take care. Have an amazing, amazing day. I'm going to go to Salem and I'm going to walk some cemeteries and I'm going to go have fun. And I will see you all again tomorrow. It may be on my cell phone. It may be from my laptop. But I'm going to tune in because this is how I love starting my day. Looks like we will ultimately... we will land on our feet. You know, and we'll be that much more for it. Take care, everybody. Thanks again.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around, the story